Wild.
All right, we stay booted up here on Off the Bench. Every day we welcome in the leader of LSU basketball, Will Wade. Good morning, sir. How are you?
You guys.
Doing good. You have got to be the best coach in America who can coach under adversity. How does it go in coaching your team and keeping your group on task when there seems like there's so much outside noise?
Well, I don't know about that, but I tell our guys all the time, the bigger the game, the narrower the focus, and just, that's the way I've lived my life, the way I work is, the more stuff that's going on around, the more things that are going on around, the more you've got to narrow your focus, just focus in on what's really important, what the most important things are. For us, that's, our team being on the court, focusing in on our players, making sure they're doing what they need to do to progress. So we just try to focus in on the stuff that we can control, stuff I can control. It's stuff that really matters to our guys.
And there's nothing new that you've learned about your program, about your guys over the last 24 hours, is there?
No, I tell you what I've learned is we've got a really good team. We worked out yesterday for the first time. We were able to go in two groups. We've been doing really, really small groups, and we've got a really, really good team. I think Trendon and Javante have taken the next step in terms of leadership, along with Darius Days. Days did a great job leading the group I was with down on one end, and when we came together, and Javante and Trendon have done a tremendous job with their leadership as well, and Manning is healthy and he's doing what he needs to do. And the kid Penn Johnson, Big Penn, can really, really help us. The kid from Washington, he's just massive and and knows how to play, knows what he's doing. So, the freshmen can help us. Sharif looked good yesterday, so we've got a lot of really, really good pieces this season, and we got a chance to be a great team, and that's what we're going to focus on, focusing on our team, making sure we get the most out of this group and not squandering a great opportunity this season.
Go back to Trendon and Javante and those guys that went off and got the information. Before the summer, the NBA scouts are calling you asking for information. After they go away for the offseason and work out for those guys and give them the feedback, did they tell you what they expect from them in their 1 year or what they learned about them while being away?
Oh yeah. We get a pretty good status report on where they are and where they need to improve. And shoot, it's big. You get a status report on your program and where they think you are with things and areas that you need to improve your program to help these guys out. And so, Trendon and Javante and Darius, they've all been just great about it. They're working out, all the time and doing what they need to do to be successful, and we've changed up some of our drills, we've changed up some of our work in the weight room to help in some areas, and so it's our job to help those guys get where they want to go while they help us win games while they're here. And so the process, I've always said this, the process has been great, and all three of them have come back better off, more focused, understand what a business it is at that level, and what it takes to make it at that level. And like I said, all three of them have been absolutely phenomenal.
Talking to Will Wade, LSU Head Basketball Coach here on Off the Bench. So you have these returning guys who are known quantities, and you're adding like great recruits, 5 stars, big-time recruits. Basketball is so superstar-driven, right? And you want your guys to have that ego. But, like, how do you, when you have a new 5-star come in, or a new big-time recruit, how do you fold them into that team? Is there, like, a humbling process or anything that takes place?
Well, it just depends. When you've got, I assume you're referring to Cam. I mean, I'm not sure if you've met Cam much or been around him much, but he's very quiet and humble. You wouldn't even, I mean, you just have no idea that he was as good as he was when you see him walking around or talk to him. He just carries himself in such a mature and a really, really good way. And then, everybody needs each other. And so, everybody's got, the ball's got to move. Everybody needs each other for us to be successful. We're not going to do it with 1 or 2 guys. We're going to need 3 or 4 guys, and having multiple guys that can make plays, having multiple guys that can make things happen, opens things up for some of those other players. So it's just a matter of getting everybody to understand, what their responsibility is, how their responsibility fits in for the team, and how it helps them selfishly do what they want to do when they leave here. And so I think we're going to have much better. We're going to be much better at that this coming season. Just the pieces fit a little bit better. Quite frankly, last year we just that wasn't a strength of ours, and that's my fault. But I think this year it's going to be much better, much tighter, and I think it'll show in our play on the court.
And speaking of being tight, Coach, one thing that I've always been very impressed with listening to you talk about what you do to get ready for the season is like when I've heard you talk about the team retreats that you do, right? Where like maybe there's like no phones and you get out there, you're doing team building exercise, you're talking to one another, you're getting to know one another. In the age of COVID where gatherings and all this and traveling all becomes tougher, how are you, like what has changed for y'all in that regard? How are you looking to build that chemistry in this very odd off season?
Well, they're all cooped up in their rooms right now, so they're spending time with each other in their rooms. So we're gonna do some different things. We've actually, I think you've heard me. I've got a high performance team that encompasses some of our mental coaches, and then myself, Coach Golden, our strength coach, Sean Eddy, our athletic trainer, and we've got some ideas. We obviously planned for that. We've planned for that the last 2 or 3 months, knowing that this could be very, very different. And so we've got some ideas where we may not obviously be able to go on a retreat or leave town. And I'm not sure that'd be the wisest thing COVID-wise or financially with everything going on right now. But there's certainly plenty of stuff we can do within our team, within our program, and do it in the practice facility and still get just as much out of it. So we've tried to focus on those type things, on those type activities, and we'll certainly continue to do those over the next couple months as we gear up for the season.
We understand how fluid this situation is, but do you have any idea of what your season may look like from a scheduling standpoint?
Yeah, they're getting ready to vote on it here in a couple weeks. There's basically 4 different start dates. I won't bore everybody with all the details, but the first one is the normal start date, November 10th, and the latest one is December 4th. And there's 2 different dates in between there in November, like 10 days after one and 10 days. I can't remember all the dates, but there's 4 dates. The first one being November 10th, the last one being December 4th. And there's 4 different models on how to start the season based on those dates. And so, we'll see. I think maybe November 10th, as much as we'd all like to do it, that may be a little bit of a stretch, but certainly once all the students leave for Thanksgiving, that opens up an opportunity for a bubble. And I think sometime late November, early December is definitely a realistic option and realistic opportunity for our guys to get going. So, I think we'll have some sort of non-conference season, and then we'll certainly have an SEC season in January and February and March.
What do you make of the NBA play in the bubble and the bubble approach, and watching that be successful in the way that the elite level uses it?
It's been tremendous. I mean, they've spent money. They've spent a ton of money, and have done some things differently than how colleges would have to do it. But I think the play's been extremely high level. It's been fun just to have some of these playoff games on during the day.
Yeah.
When we're in the coach's locker room or whatnot, just have it on in the background, and it's been a lot of fun having those games going on during the day. And so, it certainly shows that it can be done. I mean, we get emails every day on different bubble opportunities, and there's a bubble opportunity we're exploring for the non-conference based on our multi-team event, the game against Syracuse in New York. If that can't go off, we may go to a bubble with a bunch of other teams who are supposed to play in the same promoters event. So there's a lot of different things that we're exploring. Matt Laborde and I seem like we talk every day, every couple hours about different options that we have, and so we're going to keep exploring those and put together the best non-conference schedule we can based on what the protocols are and based on what we can do.
Coach, one thing that's jumped out of the bubble to me, and this has been the case, but it's just so stark right now. It's just the infusion of superstars from around the world, right? Basketball is truly a global sport now. From a college recruiting standpoint, I mean, how do you stay on top of that, right? Like, how do you look at the global talent pool when thinking about guys that could help you out?
Well, you just got to know. You kind of got to know. You got to know folks over there and be pretty active over there. There's a select group of college teams that can really go over there and get, and get the best guys, which is what you want. And so, but it is a little bit more prevalent now with NBA academies and some different initiatives that the NBA has. It's a little bit easier to find some of those guys because, quite frankly, the NBA people go find them for you. And so it's not real hard to spot an NBA player, a potential NBA player once they're a freshman or sophomore in high school. It's fairly simple to see that guy has a chance. Not that he's going to make it, but he has a chance, and anybody who has a chance is pretty much going to be a top 75 player. And so the NBA's done that through their NBA academies, and then you just got to have contacts overseas, go to the world championships over there, go to the under 16, under 17, under 18 nationals over there, which we've done a little bit. And so you just gotta find the right guy and lock into the right guy and know the right people. But there's certainly quite a few more steps when you go that route.
Last one, Coach. We'll get you out of here. I know you guys are off today, but what's the schedule like now that classes are back in session?
Well, we're out of season, so whenever the school shuts down, we can't do anything, and so we're off today. I'm assuming school will probably be shut down tomorrow too, and so we'll probably be off tomorrow, and then we'll just see what happens. But we'll be lifting and working out every day, lifting 4 days a week, working out 5 days a week, taking off on the weekends, and then once we have an idea of when the first game is, we can count back 42 days from that date and be ready to start practice.
Boot up, Will Wade. Thanks for the time this morning, Coach.
Thanks, guys. Have a great day.
Yes, sir.